Yeah, if y'all hear any noise, that's my dryer going in the background. But happy Sunday and happy April the 6th. I wanted to talk about something, y'all, because I don't know if I ever talk about this. I know I used to do the word of the day on Sundays, but I want to talk about this. Now, um, let's talk about relationships. Let's talk about, okay, this is what I want to say. Let me go into my notes. So basically, I wanted to say, have you ever argued with your spouse after so many years? I wanted to know that because Alicia Keys and Sweet Beats was saying, long as they had been together, they had never had an argument. A lot of people will say they disagree because they were saying no relationship is perfect. But I feel like if you just know what you want out of that relationship, and you just know that that's just something that you just not up to, and that if you feel like if you gotta argue with somebody, what's the use of y'all being together? Because you can like I feel like set boundaries. Now I'm not saying no relationship is perfect because I was sitting here and I was like in a relationship for 12 years and all we did was argue. You know what I'm saying? So of course I know you be in a relationship for 12 years and you argue. But it's some people out there that been in relationships longer than 12 years and haven't really argued. They just let their men go do what they do because they say a man gonna be a man. Back in the elder days, they say that a man gonna be a man. He gonna do what he wanna do, and that's just it. But I feel like our society today they gives up on love. They don't fight for love. You understand what I'm saying? They give up on love because I feel like the first woman they see or somebody they see, I can't say the word that I want to say on my channel. They want to go after it because they feel like the woman they got at home ain't good enough for them. But if you go back and look at it, they argued up and down how they wanted a woman, how they wanted this to be this, how they wanted this to be that. Now that they got that, they don't want it, and it just it confuses me in a lot of ways on how can we say we want something when we don't fight to keep it. So, do I believe Alicia Keys don't argue in her marriage, her and Swiss B? I kind of do because I feel like Swiss B, he was in a relationship where he was with one of his son's mom because he got kids before Alicia Keys, and that was all they did was argue, and that was just not a he just not wanting to go back into doing that. Some you got some men out there just don't want to be arguing. They feel like if they got to argue with you, what's the use of them being together? That's the same thing about Common. Common ain't never been in a relationship, and him and Tiffany Haddish was in a relationship. Um, I don't know what went on in their relationship, but he moved on to Jennifer Hudson. He may thought that Tiffany Haddish wasn't the right relationship for him, and that was something Tiffany Haddish just didn't understand. She went on and on and on and on to the days of done about that relationship. But I think that she loved um um Comment more than he loved her. That's the way I feel about it. Cause you got some people out there like that. You definitely got some people out there that love you more than you love them. Look at Jada Pickett and Will Smith. They had been in a relationship for so long, and she had cheated And when she had cheated, they was broke up. Didn't nobody know that they was broken up, and they said that they was in the perfect relationship. When he showed up at functions, they show up as a family. Until finally she just said they wasn't together. Now I don't know if they divorced. I don't know if they divorced. Or not, but I do know they not living in the same house. You know, that's what I'm saying. All I want to say, do y'all think just because you don't argue, does that make your relationship a perfect relationship? Or if you don't argue with somebody, does that make it uh unbelievable? That's all I want to say. I just think for me is you set boundaries. That's all I gotta say. Bye, y'all.